Hi Libra, welcome to your November 2023 energy reading. My name is Kimberly from the Path Illuminated. If you are returning, thank you so much for your support. If this is your first time, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you would like to keep up on what's going on over here. As I mentioned, Libra, this will be a general energy reading for the Libra collective for the month of November. I have mostly been doing monthly energy readings since I started this channel, but my schedule has recently opened up, and so I am planning to start creating more content on a more consistent, regular basis. So again, please subscribe to the channel if you would like to keep up on what's going on over here. It is November 1st as I am doing these recordings for November. Yesterday was October 31st, also Halloween and Samhain, and today is Dia de los Muertos. So if you participate in any of those practices, celebrations, I hope that they are helping you to go deeper with yourself and your guides and ancestors. And Libra, I hope you are doing your best to take care of yourself during this time. We are in Scorpio season now. And we just came through a really intense eclipse season. We had the solar eclipse on October 14th and then the lunar eclipse on the 28th, and you know, not even just on a personal level, but globally and on a collective level, things have been quite chaotic, triggering, concerning, disruptive. So definitely hope that you are doing your best to ground and to connect to spirit during this time of chaos and confusion. This will be a general energy reading for the Libra collective for November. As I mentioned, this is not a personal reading. However, if you are interested in a personal reading, I will link my details below. The only way to book a personal one-on-one reading with me is via my website. Please remember that I will never reach out to you directly to solicit a reading. No ethical or trustworthy reader will ever reach out to you first to solicit you for a reading, so just keep that in mind. Be aware of scammers, and also please know that my social media handles are all the same, at the Path Illuminated, all one word, no spaces, no special characters, no numbers, no punctuation. You know, there are scammers and impersonation accounts out there, and these platforms unfortunately don't really do much to keep us safe, so just be aware of that. And with this energy reading, something I always like to remind you all of is, you know yourself and your situation better than anyone else, so always trust yourself and your own discernment and judgment above anything else. You know, some messages may resonate, some may not, so you know, take what actually works for you, leave the rest. Again, use your discernment, and remember, Libra, you have free will. So if something shows up in this reading that you're not very happy about, always remember that you can change your perspective. You can change how you engage with a situation or a person. Energy is fluid and constantly shifting and changing based on our decisions and how we engage with it and the world around us. And so, you know, past, present, and future are happening at the same time. Nothing is set in stone. And you have the ability to shift energy and timelines simply by changing how you're working with it. So just keep that in mind. So, all right, without further ado, let's get going. I'm going to start off with 5 cards for the overall energy. Then I will pull clarifying cards, and then I will close it out with an oracle card. Thank you, angel spirits and guides, for helping me to provide a clear and accurate reading for the Libra collective for the month of November. What messages do you have, spirits, angels, ancestors, and guides, What messages do you have for Libra at this time? What messages? It's one too many cards, so let's Spirit. 2 more cards here for the overall message for Libra. Might shift the lighting a little bit. I think that's actually the best, but it's fine. Yeah, I've kind of, you know, if you've been following me for a while, I've changed my setup a few times. I think it's gonna stay this way for a little bit, but who knows? So thanks for bearing with me through the changes, trying to get properly set up. Thank you, angel spirits and guides. Can I get one more card? All right. Let me get the clarifying deck before we get into it here. All right, Spirit. Why is the 4 of Swords here for Libra? Why is the 4 of Swords here for Libra? Thank you, angel spirits, ancestors, guides. What messages are here with the 4 of Swords? Okay. Why is the 3 of Swords here? Why is the Chariot here for Libra Spirit? Why is the 9 of Pentacles in reverse? Why is Judgment in reverse, Spirit? Why is Judgment in reverse here, Spirit? Judgment in reverse. I will be pulling some more cards, but let's start with the overall energy that's here for now, Libra. All right, 4 of Swords. So looks like, you know, the beginning of November, Libra, you are in deep need of rest, recovery, going inward, taking a step back. Your energy has been depleted, and so you're needing to really take some time to listen to your spirit, listen to your body, right? Go within, try to find some peace in the midst of some of this chaos that's currently going on. Now, I see that you're struggling to let go of an overwhelming situation. When the 10 of Wands is upright, this is about coming to the end of, you know, a situation where you've been very overwhelmed and overburdened and overgiving, and you're finally at the end and ready to lay this down. Reverse, this is telling me that, you know, your energy may be very depleted, and you may be feeling super exhausted and burnt out because there's a situation that's been going on that you have been struggling to let go of. Now, this could be love, it could be work, it could be something else. You're gonna have to put yourself where you go here. We'll go through the cards and go a little bit deeper to see what other insight there is, but there's definitely something, an overwhelming situation that's been depleting your energy, because you've been, for whatever reason, right? You're gonna know here, Libra, the reasons why, but you've really been not willing to let go of something, a situation that's really been overwhelming for you, where you've been having to overgive and overextend yourself. Now, the next card out is the 3 of Swords. This is a card of heartbreak, of a painful ending, potentially betrayal, potentially, if this is love related, it could be a third party situation. I have no idea. Or it could just simply be that there is a close connection where, you know, despite your best efforts, despite all of the work that you've been putting into it, and maybe your struggle to let it go, you're still coming to a place of being heartbroken and disappointed in this particular situation. Now, the Three of Swords is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles and the Moon. So the Knight of Pentacles is, all knights in the tarot are cards of action. However, the Knight of Pentacles in particular is the slowest knight in the deck. This individual takes their time to assess the situation, to assess the path ahead, to consider what they already have, what they have to give, what they have to offer, you know, their resources, their energy, before they decide to take a step forward. So this is not necessarily a bad thing. It just is what it is. And I think it's really speaking to, like, you've been struggling to move on from a situation, to let go of a situation, maybe to even accept that staying in this situation, in this connection, in this relationship dynamic is ultimately causing you betrayal, is causing you heartache, is causing you disappointment and sadness. But you've really have been taking your time to assess your current situation. So that's not necessarily bad. Now, it's clarified by the Moon. This could really be speaking to this lunar eclipse that we just had on the 28th that I talked about earlier, right? I do believe that this lunar eclipse in Taurus really, and you know, Taurus is an earth sign as well, really started to reveal things that had been hidden. And so the moon can speak to, right, these hidden things, shadows, right? Shadow work, unaddressed shadow work, unseen shadows. So what is shadow, right? A shadow can be the fact that you're not acknowledging that you're in a codependent relationship. Shadow could be you not being able to admit to yourself or anyone else that the only reason you're still in this relationship is because you've been in it for so long. And even though you're unhappy, you are afraid that if you leave, you're not going to find anything better. It's a lack mentality. It's a lack of confidence in yourself and your path forward, right? But even though it may be difficult to assess how to move forward or what that's going to look like, if you were to choose to, you know, and I am seeing that you kind of, there is a bit of a direction away from this heartbreaking situation, right? Obviously you have free will and only you can decide what's best for you, right? You know your situation, but it's definitely showing me that you've been considering it. And I think even though the waters are a bit murky, you have some intuitive nudges about what's going on and how to move forward. And I think that this eclipse season has really revealed some things for you. Now, as we get into the month of November, Libra, the Chariot card of Cancer, right? This is somebody that is confident. This is somebody that is tapped into their intuition, right? You see this individual, they have this star here, and the star is in the draping that is covering their chariot, right? This is also balance between dark and light, right? We talked about the shadow work, right? Acknowledging I'm a good person, you know, I've done my best in this situation, but also I'm not happy. Also, there's been codependency. Also, this relationship has become toxic. And, you know, in order for me to really be aligned, I need to let go of the fear of being alone. And I need to let go of a relationship, because what's the point in being in a relationship if I'm in it just to say I'm in it, right? Just to save face. So this is somebody that's come to a place of clarity and is feeling the momentum and the drive to finally start to move forward. Now, again, this chariot is not moving, but it's like the momentum is pushing you towards action, towards moving forward. And it is clarified by the Eight of Cups, which, like I said, this is all about walking away from a situation that has been burdening you, a situation you've been afraid to let go of, a situation that's, you know, been breaking your heart, that's been depleting your energy, something you've been thinking about for a while. You're you have an opportunity to decide to take this energy, right, this momentum, this clarity that the universe is providing to you. Again, here we see the moon, right, after this lunar eclipse, to move away from people, places, and situations that are not emotionally fulfilling for you. Now, I'm seeing that there is a fear of lack again, right? We talked about the shadow side here, and we see, right, again, right, with this Knight of Pentacles, this is an individual that is really considering if they have the right resources, finances, etc., etc. So, you know, after the Chariot and after the Eight of Cups, seeing you having the momentum and opportunity to move away from this situation that is not emotionally fulfilling and is really breaking your heart, I see a bit of stuck energy in the sense that here's the Nine of Pentacles, but it's in reverse. Now, yes, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse can speak to potential financial fallout or negative financial consequences. When it's upright, this is an individual that is very abundant, is very stable financially, has everything that they need, is strong and independent. And I think what this is pointing to, Libra, is that you fear that if you decide to choose yourself, if you decide to walk away from this connection, this relationship, and again, right, and this is something that keeps coming up for me because even if you're not super into astrology, and, you know, I love astrology, I'm not an astrologer yet, but it's been super beneficial for me with regard to my own personal practice and growth and healing. So something I think that's important to understand is our Venus placement is the placement that speaks to our values, you know, our life purpose, our love, our relationship, our career, how we make money, right? So oftentimes, our fears that we have within relationships are paralleled within our working relationships, our jobs, our careers, what we decide to do with our time to make money, etc., right? They may not be 100% exactly the same, but if you start to pay attention, they're very, very similar, right? So this very well could be not just an unfulfilling relationship, it also could be a toxic work environment, right? It also could be a job that you've invested a lot of time into, but you're being taken advantage of, right? It's causing you mental conflict. You're burning yourself out, and it's like, you know, you're unhappy and you need to move away from it, whether it's work or a relationship, but you have this deep-seated fear that if you decide to choose yourself, if you decide to walk away from this situation, from this relationship, from this job, that you're going to experience financial consequences of the negative variety. And that's not always necessarily true. It could just be a perception. It could be a fear clouding your judgment and keeping you stuck in a situation because you're afraid of, you know, the devil that you don't know. So you choose to stay stuck in a relationship where there's lying, cheating, you know, complete shutdown of emotions. You could continue to stay in a job that is leaving you burnt out and, you know, run ragged simply because you're afraid of what's going to happen on the other side. Now, a Nine of Swords is here, but it's in the reverse. When it's upright, this is like sleepless nights, overthinking. So you definitely have an opportunity to, if you can identify this old thought pattern, this lack mentality, this belief that if you're single or if you decide to walk away from a job or a career that has not been fulfilling for you, if you can recognize, oh, I have this fear because of, you know, the way my parents were or what I was taught growing up, from because that's how everybody else lives their life, is they stay in marriages that are unfulfilling and they stay in toxic jobs because they think that that's what they have to do. So I see you having an opportunity to let go of the overthinking, to let go of the doubt, to let go of the fear. Now, Judgment's here, but it is in reverse. So you may still be struggling with your intuition. You may struggle with feeling like this is not the right decision to make because it feels difficult. And that's simply not true. Your ancestors and your guides are still with you, even when the only thing they're revealing is the next step. Sometimes the step is to just work on your lack mentality, just work on your fears, just work on your insecurities, right? Other times it's deciding, making a plan to leave that job, to save a little bit of money because you can't do it anymore, or, you know, to get your thoughts together with regard to this relationship that, you know, at one time may have been aligned, but now it's no longer working and you need some time to really process. How do you really feel? What do you want to say? Is there an opportunity to rectify, or is this something you have to let go of, right? Oftentimes the work is really going to begin in our hearts and our minds first, and getting honest with ourselves. And the Judgment in reverse is clarified by the Queen of Cups. Now, I think I already said this, but there's no gender in tarot. You know, we all have masculine and feminine energies, right, that we're constantly trying to work to balance. And I see this Queen of Cups, Libra, as advice from the universe that the way that you're going to work through these fears of moving on, letting go, cutting ties, making a different choice, the way that you're going to work through, you know, struggling with the conflict, you know, that's the shadow side of Libra, is conflict avoidance. It's people pleasing. It's, you know, acting or saying certain things just to keep the peace while you start a war within yourself because you're neglecting the reality, because you're staying in situations that are not emotionally fulfilling anymore. So the Queen of Cups for me is advice from the universe that the way that you're going to work through these old thought patterns, this codependency, these fears and insecurities, is by focusing on yourself, focusing on your cup, right? Remembering, what do you need, Libra, to feel happy, fulfilled, emotionally, spiritually, physically, all of the above. Reconnecting to your intuition and to your heart, right? The things that really help you feel like your best and most aligned self, because regardless of the job, of the relationship, at the end of the day, everything begins and ends with you. And so you need to get back to your relationship with yourself so that you can figure out what you really want, what you really deserve, and then come up with a plan from there. All right, I want to pull a few extra cards here, Libra, just to go a little bit deeper. Any additional insights or advice for Libra? Queen of Cups again. Queen of Cups is my cup first. It's, you know, self-care. It's, you know, if it's yoga or meditation or gym time or walks or, you know, spending time with your family or going to a spiritual retreat or reading, whatever it is, start small if you have to. But the way that you're going to work through all of these challenges in the month of November and get clarity on actually what does Libra want is by focusing on yourself. Any additional insights for the Libra collective? Seven of Swords. So for me, Seven of Swords is a card of self-deception. It's time for you to get honest about yourself. Again, right, we talked about the shadow work. It's time to get honest, Libra, about how you've sabotaged yourself, how you've betrayed to yourself, how you've lied to yourself, how you've done mental gymnastics to justify staying in a relationship or a job, whatever dynamic it is that is actually detrimental to you and your well-being. Four of Pentacles, this for me is confirming that whatever fears you have of financial loss, negative financial impact, or, you know, losing what you've invested in, the universe is saying your finances are fine. This is just a perception. This is a thought pattern that you need to work through. You need to reframe your perspective of what it means to be abundant, happy, and successful in order for you to be able to find the courage to make the most aligned decision for you. It's time to acknowledge the situations, the jobs, the relationships where you have invested all of this time and energy, but what you've invested is not bearing fruit. You are not getting a return on investment in whatever this situation is. Four of Wands, there is stability available to you. There are aligned jobs, friendships, romantic connections that are going to come for you. And this is the Wheel of Fortune. Things are turning in your favor, but you have to trust this process. You have to identify where you've been sabotaging yourself, where you've been refusing to let go of the reality, where you've been staying in situations that cause you heartbreak and inner conflict simply to keep the peace within yourself, Libra. Focus on yourself. keep it real with yourself, because if you can keep it real with yourself, honestly, you're ahead of the game, because most people are so maladapted that they lie to themselves and they believe their own lies, because for them, the truth is more uncomfortable. And I'm here to tell you that, yes, the truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. Just accept that. But I'd rather be free than living in a illusion or delusion. All right, Libra, I'm going to leave it there, but I'm going to pull a card from the Fairy Blessings Oracle to close it out. Spirit, what message do the fairies have for Libra? Get a card from the fairies. All right. Card 44, a blessing of a safe place in the world. Sorry, this one's like all the way in the back of the book. All right. The fairy gift of a sanctuary, a space in which to feel completely supported and loved. The fairies know what it is like to find the safe places in the world, for theirs are under siege and have been for such a long time. The fairies know how to find the little home in the forest or the garden that is growing wild, the roots of old trees and the hollows beneath the sacred hills. In these places, they have grown stronger and stayed safe, and they now transfer to you a part of this gift. You will now find places and spaces within the world where you will feel free to be completely yourself, where you too can grow strong and bright again and need have no fear. Let there be a shelter and a sanctuary for you and your soul, where you can learn what it is you are meant to do next, and where there is no harsh word spoken. Only guidance that can help ease us all into the next stage of our lives. Let the safe spaces become our homes and our workplaces, our friendships and our schools. Let the world become a safer space, and let the natural world shelter you with her turnings and showings of the changes about you. Make not a fortress of this space you find, but let it begin to grow in your heart, so that wherever you go, others feel safe with you, and the world changes in small but bright and beautiful ways, all as a result of this blessing of the fairies. Blessings of a sanctuary, a safe space to you, friend. Yeah, I love this. I think, this is very much the universe reminding you that it is safe and highly encouraged for you to be focused on yourself, to go within, rest, right? Create that safe space for your own being, Libra, where you can get real about the harsh truths that you've been avoiding because from your past, from societal conditioning, you haven't felt safe enough to even be honest with yourself. And that's why you've been feeling so exhausted. And so the universe is really bringing you a lot of support to help you work through some of these fears and anxieties and mentalities that have kept you stuck in relationships and work dynamics and connections that ask you to sacrifice your well-being and your values simply to keep others happy. And the universe is saying no more. You now have everything that you need, as long as you can make that choice to be honest with yourself. So I hope these messages were beneficial to you, Libra, and I'll see you next time. Bye.